Let's make your job easy.
And there it is, the opening victory for the 2019 home and away season, coming in the form of a comfortable 52-point victory over the Giants at Optus Stadium, with a monster MCG matchup against the Pies on the horizon. Thanks again for joining us for another episode of Eagle Review, proudly sponsored by Kennards Hire. Benny Roberts, you said we wouldn't come back if we were 0-2.
We might get the tap on the shoulder for 0-2.
I agree. So kind of happy and disappointed that you're back at the desk here. Special night for the footy club, though, it must be said. We had the flag unfurling, had Rick the Rock doing Michelle Kwan flips off the roof, which was pretty impressive. Milestones galore. The Captain 250, Marston 200 and JK 200 West Coast.
Has there been more happen in terms of like milestone, pizzazz, everything in a game of West Coast game ever?
Not in a home and away, absolutely not. You also had the players unite at the end of the game from both sides, take a bit of a stance arm in arm against some of the racist taunts that were going on online.
Yep.
So I agree, mate, it was just tons happening. But in the end, 4 points going to West Coast, the bigger storyline.
Absolutely, it was great just to get on the board. Just everyone can breathe out, sigh of relief, and just start. They've got one in the bank, and they can start to move forward now, which is good, and keep going with the rest of the season. What I like, Stephen, was remember we talked. I can't remember if it was on air or off air. So apologies if it was off air because this will make no sense.
I don't talk to you much off air. So what do you want?
The ball movement last week against the Lions didn't seem as though they were kicking it and chipping it around as much. Might have been the conditions.
Oh, maybe.
I thought maybe because they don't tell us anything. Maybe they've changed things up again. This, keep everyone guessing for this year. But looked like 146 marks.
That's a ton.
That has got to be close to. I don't know what the record is, but that is a bloody lot of marks. 109 still for the Giants. Last year, if we had over 90 marks, I think we did not lose a game. I think it was 90, maybe 100, but 146.
Well, 20-8 contested as well, so doing it in the air on all facets.
So aerial style in control, so contested as you say, but uncontested. And what that means is that we kept the ball off the Giants, right? So the ball early, the Giants had all the ball.
They did.
All the running, all the inside 50s, but geez, the defence stood up for the night. What did you think about the defensive effort? McGovern, Barris, all of them. Bung, Shep. They were very, very good.
They were stingy, mate, very stingy. In the first half, we had 9 intercept marks in our defensive 50. GWS had 2 marks in their forward 50.
Yeah.
So just couldn't get a lick of it.
Backs flying. 62 inside 50s for the Giants, and they got rolled. We only had the 47 for the night. So that is an avalanche of inside 50s, and for the defence to stand up, very nice. In the second quarter, we kicked 6 goals from 10 inside 50. So that just gives an indication of the efficiency we were running at once we got a little bit of control back. But how's this though? Like the Eagles in the first round, harking back again. 27% of the time they gave up a goal for an inside 50 to the Lions. It was 11% this week, 7 goals from 62. So that means that, geez, they were defending well. Geez, the defenders scrapped and fought and gave them nothing. And they did a very good job. And as I say, big factor in the 52-point win.
They tightened up well. Let's touch on a few individual performances. You did just slightly touch on Jeremy McGovern and Tom Barris. Excellent down back. Gov, 18 touches, 10 intercept disposals. Went at 100%. He'll be telling the boys about that Monday morning. Had Mark of the Day as well. This 1-minute grab was an absolute ripper. TB probably got second place for Mark of the Day. Went back with the flight when the game was over.
When the game was... You don't do that. You put the... Well, we certainly would have back in the day. Put the cue right in the ring. Have a look back at least and just know something's coming. I thought that was, it looked more like a hip bang or something. I thought it was his head originally. I was quite worried, but he came up and he played on and he seemed fine after the game. It was good.
We didn't get goal today though. I'll probably give that to Jeremy Cameron. That's an absolute belter off your wrong foot at full tilt, snapping at 40.
That's a crack. That is a crack. But what about Tom Hickey's game? So last week, Simo said after the game, in the first 4 minutes, he had more touches than he did last week in the whole game. Wasn't the start he would have envisaged and hoped for last week, nor was it for the team. It's one game, so he's got to keep doing this, right? So this is why you're recruiting. He's played one good game.
And it was against Dawson Simpson too. All respect to Dawson Simpson. He's not finishing in the top 5 for an All-Australian nod for ruckman.
So look, Hickey's had 18 disposals, 8 marks, 5 of those contested. Particularly in the first half, he was very strong in the air. 20 hit-outs and the goal. First goal for West Coast Eagles. He was excited about that. He just had a good game, and that's what he's got to do. Like, that's the bar now, I think.
I found it interesting, Simo said after the game, that the rucks at St Kilda weren't playing the same role and the way that our rucks at West Coast are playing as well. So it's interesting. You don't factor that in. You just think, oh, ruckman, they're tapping and running and marking. No, they got different roles, and he's adjusting. So there is an adjustment period.
The other thing I'd like to bring up just very quickly, if I could, Josh Smith debuting, kicked a goal himself as well. Good to see him get a crack at his second AFL club, playing for West Coast. Ran all day. He said half of the game, got better as the game went on. Took a little while to ease into it. What do you think?
Yeah, he was solid. He's playing a role as well, the fittest at the club. And I don't know whether Gaffey coming back this week against the Pies might shift him out. It'll be interesting what they're going to do with that midfield rotation and how they're going to work it. Interesting Thursday teams. Keep a close eye on that one. Speaking of the midfield, Luke Shuey, how was his second quarter, Benny? 10 touches, 2 snaggers. Had 28 overall. Ripping form. Elliot Yeo, 14 contested disposals. That was good enough for top of both teams. 23 overall. Sheed, 28. Keeps rolling. Dommy Sheed.
Keeps on going. Keeps on going. Midfield. They're all very good, and they were certainly the improvement. That's where last week they knew that they had an off day, a bad day. They had a great game as a collective, and they certainly gave the team a lot of impetus. And as you say, Andrew Gaff comes in for the Pies this Saturday night. So good selection headaches for the coach.
We know we've got one of the most talented kickers in the competition. Our skipper Shannon Hearn out from fullback, but Lewis Jetta, such a valuable weapon doing the same role with this new kicking rule. Have a look at some of these, Benny. Some of the set plays that we're working for Jets. Don't know if the footy department would be too thrilled that I'm showing them.
To the Oppo?
But what about some of these? You know, stop vision here, the one where he dummies around the man on the mark and can go around, and then you see Petruccelli. If Petruccelli moves quickly there and recognises what Jets is doing.
No one is catching
No one's catching him. He's one of the quickest going around. And then this one here, have a look at the gap. Stop vision here. Just has to fit it over the players. Has to be a 50-metre kick. Has to be a spear. To find that gap, mate, he is going to be very valuable this year as well.
But as you said, if you can get those right and use the guys with pace like Petruccelli, very dangerous because there's a lot, because they bring the zones up forward, there's a lot of space there to run into. Petruccelli, we touched on him. Is he the quickest man in the AFL?
Well, who else is quicker?
Well, I don't know. Jets would be close. I don't know. I didn't see the grand final sprint last year. But I mean, Zach Williams is one of the fastest, and he gave up on the chase.
Mate, he only needed 2 bounces to go from the wing to about 35 metres out, so he covers the ground, you know, with ease.
Lightning.
Time for the Kennards roast of the round. They do make your job easy.
Hey, talk about hire. If you want to hire something, you go and see the crew at Kennards because they will sort you out. Don't worry about that.
That'll do. Time, moving on. Jay, this was interesting. The Shep v McGovern matchup for the night was one of the more fascinating I could find. Shep taking out McGovern in the opening minute, and then Shannon Hearn comes to the rescue. Don't worry, boys. Game 250. I got you back. Clutch tackle. Himmelberg hits the post, but then they just kept going at it for the remainder of the game.
Swabbling.
McGovern came back, hit Shep, and then Shep goes, no. I'll have the final say. Thanks, big governor. Whack. Speaking of Himmelberg, not preparing himself too well here. McGovern, he certainly wasn't playing to the whistle. Bang, hits him. Himmelberg was like, oh, what'd you hit me for? That hurt a bit.
Yeah, no, don't try to take on Gov. Keith dropping that one, should have taken it easy, but then you drop it trying to handball it. That looks ordinary as well.
Typical ruckman.
Yeah, absolutely. The other accidental goal to open proceedings from Williams. Claimed it hard for an accidental goal. Claimed it quite hard
I
for
agree.
an accidental goal.
Brett Delidio, bit of nous here, bit of a head clearance. I don't know if he meant to do that, but he's done quite well. Oh, Keith's back again. How's this goal attempt? Smothered by his own man. Get out of the way. Jeremy Cameron, that's poor form. Now, this is one that really grinds my gears a bit here, Benny. This one here, Jack Darling had goal side, free kicks given away. Darling keeps playing the ball. He doesn't stop, and the umpire brings it back. Just let it go a little bit longer because West Coast had this easy goal. He had the advantage. You just got to let that play.
Let the advantage go.
Yeah, and then just wait another second and blow the whistle if you have to. That was a real gear grinder of mine.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll pass on to the umpiring department. Matthew Pavlich, legend of the game. Now he's at Fox Footy commentary. Listing the West Coast Eagles midfielders, just ringing off names. Boom, boom, boom,
Let's
boom,
have a listen.
boom. Have a listen to this.
Amazing how much talent they did have, Jared, in that side, but it is a big ask, this West Coast midfield, with Sheed, Hutchings, Redden, Shuey. That's pretty deep as well.
I reckon you can fit in the 2-time reigning best and fairest winner, Elliot Yeo.
I think you're right.
Lost for the BNF winner last 2 years. Yeah, that's all right for next time. Just constructive criticism. That's what it's all about. Darling is going to not hurt someone, but he's going to give away. Are they going to give away a free kick for him doing these flips? And because he's made contact here with Cornelio. Like, can you give away a free kick during that?
I think he's going to have to soon. Big karate turbo, and this is where it can backfire.
But can you actually, this is a genuine question. Can that be a free kick? For high?
Pass, yeah. No idea.
Moving on.
Yeah, okay. Aussie Allen, back chat guest this week, tune in. Aussie Allen, contested mark here, the long goal, the female umpire absolutely barrelled over. Still called the goal though.
Yeah.
Fantastic form, yeah. Brett Delidio, I don't know how many games he played, it's got to be 250 plus, but handed the ball back to the wrong person.
I don't know what are you complaining about? The rules are very clear. Go back to the guy who's free kicking.
Hey, Oscar Allen wasn't complaining, mate. Don't worry about
Deliberate
that.
Davis. Now, Davis should know if there's a bloke you're not going to give a free kick away on the boundary within goal range, it's not Dom Sheed. We know that. Moving on. JK poking Davis in the eye, maybe for doing it earlier just to keep him honest. But then I think felt bad, so he dropped the mark on purpose.
Correct.
It's a nice touch from JK in game 200. Masto in 200. Even, you know it's your night when even your poor kicks are hitting people on the chest.
That's
or lace
correct.
out. So nice stuff, Master.
Let's go around the grounds now, going over to Dane Rampy pushing Eddie Betts. You know, just like bang, 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 whacks him into a teammate, then starts apologising. Nah, mate, that's for you being a turbo. If you push someone, there are ramifications. I don't know what you're doing. Don't apologise after that. Don't like that at all. Let's go to Don Saints. Good effort here from Loney, just running the ball over the line. That's a touchdown. If you're watching NFL Red Zone, thanks very much. But the winner, Benny Roberts.
Same game.
No surprise.
I don't know if this was ever in doubt. Have a look. Now, actually, this is a two-pronged winner. I don't know if we've ever done this before.
Nah, we will today.
Breaking new territory. Guelphy, Langford, both just... What's going on here?
I don't know.
Interchange style, ball in play. The guys don't know their luck. And then run away with it and kick it inside 50. That has to be in... That's a coach killer and a coach under pressure too.
Never seen that before.
You can't be doing that. But then what happens, Stephen?
Mickey McGuan going out in the old Twitter account, going this one. Memo out to Carl Langdon and Matt Guelphy. And then has the about staying in the moment. Gee, Mickey McGuan, you might want to stay in the moment when you're tweeting again, big fella.